just when you thought the hip-hop world couldn't be any more chaotic. A bombshell has revealed that literally threatens to demolish one of Atlanta's most well-known music dynasties forever. Social media is in utter disarray because two reports of a disastrous fight between Tay's youngest son, King Harris, and the well-known gun-it entrepreneur 50 Cent. These viral allegations, which are going viral on all platforms, claim that 50 Cent took the ultimate personal hit by claiming that Tay's wife, Tiny Harris, had a secret night with him and is now allegedly expecting his child. The internet is reeling from the sheer audacity of these accusations as fans try to understand the idea of a betrayal so deep that it borders on a reality TV nightmare. King Harris, who is well known for his outspoken and often reckless online demeanor, was reportedly seen crying during a recent livestream after these accusations made news. His supporters were distraught, while his critics were stunned. The headlines claim that 50 Cent is now making claims that might totally destroy the Harris family. Rather than just teasing, people are questioning if there is a darker truth that is only now emerging behind the scenes, or if this is the ultimate payback for the recent back and forth between the two sides. Rumors of DNA testing and secret hotel meetings dominate the conversation, placing T in a challenging position where he must defend his legacy and wife against his fiercest enemy. Never before have the emotional stakes been higher. Tonight, we are digging into the heart of this maelstrom, examining the accusations, feelings, and potential repercussions of a dispute that has everyone questioning whether the Harris family will ever be able to move past such a horrible setback. Stay tuned as we analyze every shocking detail of these reports, which have utterly upended the hip-hop business. The public opinion arena has been illuminated by these allegations, which suggest that the long-running dispute between the Harris family and the GI unit leader has taken a sinister turn reminiscent of a scene from a Greek play. According to the story that is circulating online, 50 Cent allegedly met Tiny Harris in a way that no one could have expected on a dreadful evening. The consequence is reportedly causing the Harris household to utterly collapse. According to these widely reported speculations, King Harris was completely unprepared when the news started to show up on his feed while he was preparing for a music video shoot. The story claims that 50 Cent went for the jugular by suggesting that he and Tiny had a private evening together that resulted in a pregnancy that would bring the two rival families together forever. As these rumors gained momentum, social media users began sharing videos purportedly showing King Harris crying during what was intended to be a happy live feed for his fans. The emotional stakes are reportedly at an all-time high of 80 because King has always been his mother's fiercest protector and regularly participates in furious online battles to uphold her reputation. It is said that he lost it emotionally after hearing such a personal and shocking claim from his father's main enemy. As others questioned whether the reports about his mother were true in the comments section, he was reportedly seen staring at his phone in disbelief, his eyes weeping. Fans were taken aback by the youthful rapper's empathy, as he usually portrays an air of untouchable arrogance. The allegations suggest that as he attempted to keep his composure in front of his associates and demanded explanations, the Harris family was allegedly thrown into utter chaos behind the scenes. How could she let 50 Cent even get close enough to make such a claim? King reportedly raged at his mother while sobbing. The discussion is reportedly extremely heated. Reports state that Tiny was upset by the accusations and struggled to comfort her child, while maintaining that these claims were just a planned hit. Their home was reportedly filled with mistrust and sorrow as the reality of the situation began to set in. The sources claim that 50 Cent escalated his comments by posting cryptic messages about family gatherings and new members of the G-Unit group, which only served to fan the flames. The Harris family's critics are having a great time with these accusations, which suggests that the years of strife on reality TV have now caught up with them in the most excruciating way possible. T and Tiny's supporters, on the other hand, call this a terrible low point in rap history and assert that using someone's wife and a supposed unborn child in a dispute is a line that can never be crossed. As he tried to make sense of the scandalous story that 50 Cent was promoting and the image of his mother, King Harris reportedly felt as though his entire world was spinning. He reportedly told his close friends that every time he closed his eyes, he could see the headlines mocking his family name, giving him the impression that he was living in a nightmare. King's emotional conflict is described as a conflict between his love for his mother and the ongoing ambiguity that often results when a story becomes so loud. He was allegedly pacing his room and talking exclusively to his father, who seemed to be quietly furious. T told his son to be strong and keep his enemies from seeing him bleed, according to the talk that has gone viral, but anyone who saw King's alleged emotional breakdown could immediately detect the damage to his spirit. The sources continue by detailing a series of heated phone exchanges between various members of the inner circle as they tried to ascertain the veracity of the rumor that they had spent a secret night together, a hotel ticket allegedly showing 50 Cent and a lady who matched Tiny's description checking in at roughly the same time was made public. According to some stories, these assertions are still controversial and unverified, though just the existence of these accusations has caused a great deal of division among fans. Some claim they expected this, while others fully back Harris. Under these conditions, no young man should have to deal with the emotional burden of a potential new sibling, especially in front of millions of people. As King realized that this was no longer just a rap feud, but rather the sanctity of his home, he seemed to feel the weight of his father's heritage. The tale claims that he was seen crying because he felt helpless in the face of the mockery he was getting on all social media platforms, including Instagram and TikTok. The testimonies indicate that King Harris was not using insults or threats in retaliation for the first time. Instead, it was only a son's suffering for his parents and the safety of his life. The situation took an even more dramatic turn when speculations of a potential legal battle surfaced, with Tiny allegedly preparing to file a massive lawsuit for emotional distress and defamation. When 50 Cent allegedly denied these threats and claimed to have the receipts to back up his allegations, the public's curiosity and the Harris family's concern only increased. T and Tiny reportedly stayed in separate wings of their home while they coped with the fallout from 50 Cent's bombshell, suggesting that their animosity had reached a breaking point. King reportedly became embroiled in his parents' dispute and tried to mediate it but was eventually unsuccessful. In the reported story, a family empire is being besieged by an outsider who knows exactly where to strike to cause the greatest agony. Because Tiny has to deal with the public, it is stated that her emotional stakes are particularly high. Shame of her character while trying to protect her children from the toxic situation. She reportedly told her friends that she never imagined 50 Cent would go this far and that she was heartbroken by the pain it was causing her youngest kid. Reports of King's tears have dominated the entire dispute because they humanize a young man who is often depicted in the media as a villain. After seeing him break down in this manner, even some of his harshest critics are said to have stepped back and wondered if the internet has gone too far this time. The Harris family is allegedly under lockdown right now and won't take part in any official interviews. Leaks from their staff, however, indicate a scared and uneasy home. The discussion includes claims of insufficient protection and questions about who would have first let 50 Cent get so close. King reportedly feels bad about his involvement in the dispute and wonders if his previous comments about the 50 Cent's family caused this horrible retaliation. The story claims that he was overheard saying that his mother wouldn't have to face this kind of public humiliation if he could take things back. The sources claim that King's health is starting to deteriorate due to the emotional strain. He is allegedly losing sleep and increasingly distancing himself from his usual social circles. The betrayal of a peaceful home life for a sensationalized news narrative strikes those who have followed the Harris family for years. The sources claim that this is the ultimate test of their relationship, and everyone is watching to see if they will emerge stronger or if this will be the final blow that ends the empire forever. The narrative claims that King Harris, who was purportedly included in a second emotional video, is under a great deal of psychological stress due to the fallout from 50 Cent's awful claim. He tried to tell his side of the story, barely able to keep his voice from cracking. According to these widely circulated allegations, King was speaking in front of thousands of people who were mocking his mother and his family's ancestry while he sat in a darkened room with only his phone's light shining on his face. The terrible dialogue that has been leaked from this alleged stream states that King feels like the world is closing in on him, and that he no longer knows who to trust. According to reports, he claims that every time he tries to close his eyes, the comments regarding the alleged secret night his mother spent with the enemy make him physically ill. Fans have been astounded by King's change from a confident young guy to someone who sounds like he is going to have a total breakdown. He was allegedly overheard saying that 50 Cent is skilled at causing harm to people and that using his mother in this way is the worst thing anyone has ever done in the history of a rap rivalry. The situation in the Harris household appears to be becoming even more strained as Tiny battles to prove her innocence in the face of multiple leaked photos and cryptic texts that suggest she was actually at a hotel where 50 Cent was staying. King and Tiny are reportedly no longer in contact, and the young artist won't even look at her until a DNA test is completed to finally resolve the issue. Tiny is reportedly devastated by her son's lack of faith. King is supposedly telling his friends that 50 Cent wouldn't make such a big claim unless he had proof. The emotional stakes for the entire family are at an all-time high because Tay is purportedly caught in the middle of a dispute between his wife and child. T has reportedly been seen pacing the hallways of their house late at night in an effort to find a method to put an end to the disturbance and protect their meager reputation. However, 50 Cent is reportedly enjoying every second of the chaos, posting memes that suggest he is already picking out baby clothing and preparing a room for his alleged new child with Tiny. The Harris family has already been negatively impacted by 50 Cent's outlandish posts, which have provoked a strong criticism from a number of celebrities who think he has gone too far. According to sources, King Harris feels that he is the laughingstock of the profession because even his buddies make subtle comments about his family situation. According to reports, King informed a close colleague that he believes his entire life has been a lie. If these allegations are true, he describes the inner upheaval as a huge burden that he bears every day. He was allegedly too distracted by the controversy surrounding his mother's alleged pregnancy to record a single bar while crying during a studio session. In the unedited speech from that session, King is reported to have raged that he hates fame and the internet because of what it has done to his family. Tiny allegedly tried to get in touch with 50 Cent directly to convince him to stop, but he seems to have used it as extra leverage, claiming that she is contacting him because she knows the truth will be exposed. This has led to more speculation that there may be some truth to the stories of a secret night spent together. The public scrutinizes every public appearance and responds with a sick fascination. Tiny has altered her behavior or searched for indications of a baby bump during the last few months. King reportedly feels trapped in his own home and is afraid to leave because he doesn't want to deal with the questions or the cameras. The narrative claims that King Harris is starting to comprehend for the first time that 50 Cent's cold-blooded, calculated warfare is far better to the gangster persona he has tried to present. The stories of King's tears have humanized him in a way that nothing else could, and many people are starting to feel sorry for him. Instead of just a rap dispute, the emotional stakes now involve the potential disintegration of a marriage that has lasted for decades. The sources claim that T and Tiny are barely talking at all, and that the atmosphere in the house is one of cold silence and hidden hostility. King is reportedly caught in the crossfire, having to choose a side but not knowing which is the best. The conversation that is being published claims that King informed his father that he could not be connected to the Harris family if doing so would require lying. The Harris family is presently looking into their legal options. According to the sources, every lawyer they spoke with, however, warned them that 50 Cent is skilled at striking a balance between trolling and slander. This case serves as a cautionary tale about what happens when you give an adversary excessive access to your personal life. King is reportedly deeply sorry that he ever spoke to 50 Cent in the first place since he has brought a monster to his mother's house. He has allegedly been seen crying when seeing old family photos. The days when everything was simple and they weren't embroiled in such a disastrous situation. The rumor claims that 50 Cent has even started a countdown on social media, suggesting that a big revelation that will prove his paternity is about to happen. As a result, the Harris family reportedly called crisis management experts and held emergency meetings. According to sources, King feels a level of shame he has never experienced before since he thinks his mother is being treated like a game prize, as she attempts to convince her husband that nothing happened while watching her son crumble. Tiny encounters a similarly profound internal conflict. She has reportedly been spotted sobbing and telling her friends that her family is being torn apart by an unchecked lie. She cautioned him that 50 Cent is trying to ruin their unity, which is all they have left, according to the dialogue that is circulating. However, King Harris's purported need for a DNA test and his inability to eat or sleep have already threatened the family's unity. The topic has become the biggest story in the hip-hop industry, and every podcast and news outlet has voiced their opinions about who is right and wrong. King's emotional toll is the main topic of discussion, since it highlights the true cost of these online disputes. The story claims that King has even considered quitting the music industry completely to escape the shadow of the incident. Despite their fame and money, the stories of his sorrow and tears serve as a reminder that these are actual people with genuine feelings who are being affected by the news. Whether the Harris family can ever make amends or whether the Hustle Gang enterprise is about to collapse will depend on the decisions they make in the days ahead. The Insider claims that King Harris reached his breaking point after 50 Cent allegedly shared a fuzzy ultrasound image on his private page along with the words, "See you soon, little gorilla," which sent the young singer into a complete tailspin. According to these widely circulated tales, King was shown in a state of total panic in a leaked video conversation with his close friends, threatening to burn everything down if he didn't get the truth immediately. The disturbing conversation claims that King informed his mother, Tiny, that he felt cut off from his own family, and that her silence was killing him more than 50 Cent's lies. The young man's emotional stakes had gone from simple humiliation to a serious identity problem. Fans have been shocked by reports of a major physical incident between King and his father T at the Harris estate, where security reportedly had to intervene because the tension was too much for words. The sources state that King was heard shouting that he was ashamed of the Harris's name and that he wanted to change his last name. He was thus spared the continual humiliation of his parents' public identities. Meanwhile, jokes and theories about the purported private night were circulating online. Others claim that 50 Cent has been planning this move for years, waiting for the perfect chance to damage Tay's legacy. Tiny was at her breaking point when she told her husband that she could no longer live this way, and that 50 Cent had essentially destroyed their property without ever having to step foot on it. According to the conversation that is circulating within the Harris inner circle, the family's emotional toll was so evident, according to the charges, that even close acquaintances started to distance themselves for fear of becoming caught up in such a toxic situation. King Harris was reportedly seen crying in the back of a beautiful car after packing his bags and leaving the family home to stay at a hotel instead of the House of Secrets. The secret house. He was reportedly heard telling a staff member that he felt like a pawn that had been dumped after the game was over. Reports of King's tears have come to symbolize the collateral damage that occurs when rap feuds intensify to the point that innocent family members are caught in the crossfire. King's internal conflict is typified by a deep sense of betrayal from both 50 Cent and the celebrity community, which sees his mother's alleged pregnancy as a joke or a narrative device. Tiny was allegedly seen entering a medical facility in Atlanta, which sparked fresh suspicions that she was undergoing a DNA test or a pregnancy exam. 50 Cent allegedly persisted in his taunting, saying he would pay for the best doctors for his alleged child, despite her team's insistence that it was a common problem. There is talk of loneliness and deep despair coming from King's camp, and it appears that he is unwilling to post on social media or even answer calls from his siblings. He allegedly told a family member that he thought his mother's letting a wolf into their house was destroying the entire pack. The emotional stakes are at an all-time high for the Harris family. The sources claim that their marriage is practically over and that the only thing keeping them together is the need to deal with the PR disaster. King Harris reportedly feels that although everyone else is trying to keep up a front of strength, he is the only one being honest about the amount of misery this is causing.